As we started to get the hang of driving on the soft sand, people started asking us for assistance, at which point the Andreas and Rob Rescue Service was born. After rescuing a couple of people, Andreas went and got himself stuck. So behind me down there is Andreas, who went down there to get a picture for the gram, and now he can't get back up, and I bet he's sweating down there. The soft sand made it next to impossible to turn around or get a run up. After shuffling back and forth, he finally got lined up and put his foot down. But it wasn't enough, so he tried another way up. That didn't work, so he backed off one more time and gave it hell.
Got it. That was awesome. That was.
Let's see that one more time.
This way?
Yeah, right here. This is really steep. I can't believe you made it, especially down here.
Oh my god.
Hey, this is the easy part right here.
Oh my god. Wow.
You need
Wow.
some change of underwear?
I think so.
So how much did you sweat when you were down there and you didn't think you could get back up?
Well, I was just worried about turning around there with all that sand. I didn't want to get carried over to the edge. That was the tough part.
Yeah.
I knew I could, you know, even if I could make it up, I could get winched up, but turning around was the tough part. So I did that, and then, yeah, this was rough too.
The next morning, I was woken by the sun rising over Lake Powell. After relaxing on the beach, I drove 15 miles to Horseshoe Bend. As I pulled into the parking lot, I was immediately approached for a jump start from the ARRS. Welcome to Alstrom Point, looking over Lake Powell in Utah. Look at those views. I got here just after 7 and I figured this is as good a place as any to set up and cook some dinner. It is very peaceful out here, really quiet. There is one other person. They're camped off way over there. Tonight, I'm making some Kentucky burgers. I did have some bacon cheese that I bought in Vermont, but I left that at home. So I'll just have to have regular sharp cheddar. That night, as I was setting up camp, I was treated to another beautiful desert sunset. It's times like this I wish I had 3 or 4 cameras so I could video all of the angles. It is day 7 and I'm heading back into Page from Alstrom Point where I camped last night. It was kind of a spur of the moment campsite. I'd gone out there intending just to cook some burgers and then head back into Lone Island campground on the beach there. But it was so peaceful and the views were great, so I figured I'd just stay. And to be honest, it's actually the first time I've ever camped completely alone. I've always either had Elizabeth with me or someone else camping alongside me. It was a little creepy. I'm sure you get used to it, but there was a lot of wind last night and a lot of noises. It did keep me up for a while. But I'd say around midnight last night, everything calmed down to the point where there was just no wind at all. And this morning getting up was just incredibly peaceful. I was woken up probably around about 5 or 6 in the morning initially, as the sun peeked over the mountains over there and shone in my eyes. So right now I'm heading back into Page. I do need to go to Walmart and get some more food. I'm running low, and I'm gonna meet Andreas there, and I think we're gonna go to the Grand Canyon. It was about a 2-hour drive from Alstrom Point back into Page. While they waited, Andreas rescued several more vehicles, and Wes went out to play in the dunes some more. One thing that really struck me as we drove across Arizona and Utah is how quickly the terrain could change. Going from Page to the Grand Canyon, you start out in a very dry desert with red cliffs and sand. As you climb onto the Kaibab Plateau, the temperature drops dramatically and you enter a lush green forest with grassy meadows.